I am the light, I am the light, I am the light in this world. I am the light, I am the light, I am the light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. You are the light. You are the light. You are the light. You are the light in this world. You are the light. You are the light. You are the light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine. And you shine so bright, and you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. We are the light. We are the light. We are the light. We are the light in this world. We are the light. We are the light. We are the light in this world, and we shine, and we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright, and we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. I am the light, I am the light, I am the light in this world. I am the light, I am the light, I am the light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. We are the light. We are the light. We are the light. We are the light in this world. One more time. We are the light. We are the light. We are the light in this world. Beautiful. Beautiful.
There we are. Here I am. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. Happy last day of June as we are moving into the 4th of July week. It's one of my favorite holidays. I'm going to talk about that, of course. But it's good to see you all. Let's see what's going on. Thank you, Lee, for that. Yeah, wherever you are. So I just want to make an announcement when we begin that for any of you that knew Reverend Catherine Economo, just a dear and sweet individual. She made her transition last Wednesday night. She was with her family, and it was quite peaceful. I talked to her prayer partner, and she was really she was ready. But anyway, it's very sad. So I just want to say that we're just holding her and her daughter and her husband in our hearts and our prayers this week. Just for that. And let's see what else is going on. We have a barbecue coming up in August. Information to follow on that. Classes and things like that getting ready. I don't see Paul here, but we do meditation. I've been leading it the last 2 Wednesdays, and I've been having a blast. Wednesday at 12:30, we do meditation here at the center, at right here. And then prayer, just to give you a heads up, there are so many ways for us to support you in prayer that we just really love and appreciate. The first is, after service, if you would like individual prayer, just see one of the practitioners. And there is Andrea's right there, Liz is there, Terry's there, sitting right there, those 3 lovely ladies, or Craig right here. Just give one of them a heads up and say, do you have a moment to pray? And they will say, yes, I promise you that. Or they will answer me. And so there's that, or you can fill out a prayer request. And there's a group of us that get together every Friday morning, and we pray over those, and we'll give you a call if you want, or you can make an appointment with any one of us for individual counseling and prayer. So that's all available to you. And what? Oh, yes, and Sunday mornings with the irreverent Jim and the Taoist teachings. we're having a conversation a little bit today because I kind of lean more to the Western thinking and he leans more to the Eastern thinking, and it's a really lovely conversation. We're both he's well versed, he's very well educated Western, so it's kind of a fun thing. But anyway, he's got a great thing going on there at 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the Emerson room. How you doing, Craig?
Wonderful. I am so grateful and so happy to be here. And did you mention the prayer circle? Okay, so after service, after you've had a little bite to eat, in what we call the Emerson room, I will be leading a prayer service. And I guess my little plug is, if you could do anything by attending here, if you could just develop your prayer life, you will see wonderful things happen with consistency over time. So you are so invited. I would love to have you come to the prayer circle.
So I just want to give a shout out to our friends that are watching us in Oregon and beyond. Somebody I was talking to was saying that they watch. I can't remember who it was, but anyway, who? No, it wasn't them. It was somebody else. But anyway, Russ and Linda are here today. We'll might as well point out the obvious. They're here. So let me just frame everything. So somewhere around 12:30 and 1 o'clock this morning, my beloved Rolo pulled us all out of a dead sleep because there was a coyote walking down the street, which is a very cool thing to see. But when you are in a dead sleep and you're waking up to the sound of a baying hound, it's a little hard to get back to sleep. So I'm a little funny, but we'll be okay. And with that, let us, you doing okay? Good? You're good? I have no idea what I'm doing. So let's just start service before I say something I regret.
Okay, I thought you were doing something. Hello. Well, as I said, I'm so happy and grateful to be here. And I'm also really happy to just pray in this service. To just take a moment, we can collectively turn within, however you like to do that. If you like to close your eyes, definitely just feel your body. Feel it relaxing. So no matter what has happened up to this point in time, there's just a way through your breath just to bring in that life-giving energy. So take a few breaths just to the fullness of your lungs. And on the exhale, it's like you don't have to know how, you just let go. So divine, beloved, thank you for your presence, your ever-presence, your omnipresence, your beautiful, loving, intelligent presence. You are all that it is. You are inhabiting this space and all space, but you transcend every measurement, whether that be time or space. Beyond eternity, beyond the beyond, you are here and we are you and you are us. And so all of your glory, all of your beauty, all of your blessing, all of your love, all good, you are, we are. And so I'm just knowing then, as we come together, we feel this presence that we are. That is all there is. And therefore we are connected to all life, whether that be in this present moment or what has happened or what is to be. Knowing too that Reverend Guy is the articulation of intelligence and love, and that the music of Lee and Jim is the articulation of a beauty and inspiration, and that the coming together as a community is simply an affirmation of our connection with each other and therefore the divine. I'm grateful. I let it go, and so it is. Okay, so our theme is Beyond the Veil. And as I contemplated that, I thought, what is the veil for each of us, or at least for myself, is usually my ego and what I identify with. So this poem by that 13th century poet and mystic Jalaluddin Rumi sort of speaks to all the different veils, but yet what really is in essence our divinity or who we are. So it goes like this. Not Christian, Jew, or Muslim. Not Hindu, Buddhist, Sufi, or Zen. Not any religion or cultural system. I am not from the East or the West, not out of the ground or up from the ocean, not natural or ethereal, not composed of elements at all. I do not exist, am not an entity from this world or the next, did not descend from Adam and Eve or any origin story. My place is the placeless, a trace of the traceless, neither body nor soul. I belong to the beloved. Have seen the two worlds as one, and that one call to and know. First, last, outer, inner. Only that breath breathing human being. And so I invite you just to take a few moments of contemplation. You'll hear our little bowl ringing, just ringing you inwards, and then later you'll hear it ringing to ring you back out.
me thinking, it got me thinking about when I was in high school and the books that were formative, kind of like to who I am and what I'm all about, because something that struck me before service, Jim and I were talking, and one of the things that we were talking about that we both agree on is that everything is antecedent, meaning that nothing is separate within itself, right? Everything is connected to something else before it, and it's just this long evolving process of how we respond, or everything responds to the thing before. Ralph Waldo Emerson, one of the great American prophets and poets, said that the genesis of anything is a thought. And from what we understand as metaphysicians, that a thought can become a memory can become a habit, and a habit becomes our destiny, how we live ourselves out. It literally becomes the physical body by which we carry ourselves through this world. And so I think it's good from time to time, or it's good for me to give an excuse from time to time about the things that sort of form us. And I was thinking, three books when I was when I was in high school that had such an impact on me that they continue to. Of course, Lord of the Rings is right there. And I was thinking about this earlier. It's like, none of them were books that we were supposed to read in high school. There are books that I read when I should have been reading what I was supposed to be reading in high school. So there was that. And then there was Dune, that was written in 1965. And I remember when I went to the bookstore, remember those? I went to the bookstore to buy Dune. And I went to the guy at the counter and I asked him for the book, and he said, we don't have it yet. He says, but have you read this book? And he pulled out Robert Heinlein's Stranger in a Strange Land. Do you guys know that book? Oh, it was mind-blowing. And I kind of want to move with two things about it. The first is the title itself, because I think it's salient to the conversation I want to go to. Stranger in a Strange Land. So that is actually a term that shows up twice, if not more, but certainly twice in the Hebrew Bible, and it's kind of a carried theme, which is show kindness to the stranger. For remember that you were once a stranger in a strange land. Or another way, show kindness to the foreigner, because you were once a foreigner in a foreign country, in the land of Egypt. So if you think about it, that is the essence of the Abrahamic religious traditions of which our own spiritual DNA is connected, is kindness towards the stranger. It's sort of, if you think about, these wonderful, amazing, ancient Bedouin cultures, these cultures in the wilderness, in the wild places, that it was an act of survival to practice hospitality, to practice kindness. And as human beings on our journey, it's one of the things that we should over and over and over again ask ourselves, are we showing kindness? Are we practicing justice? For we should remember that we ourselves have been foreigners. And whether that means that, we came here from someplace else, or simply there is something unique and special about each and every one of us. And as much as we are connected to everything there's a queerness, a strangeness, about a uniqueness about each of us, and how we practice that level of kindness towards that. And I sort of want to develop that a little bit more as I go in. But the other thing that stands out in Stranger in a Strange Land is a word. So, and on all you Stranger in a Strange Land fans, Robert Heinlein fans, the word is grok. Remember grok? Looking like I'm looking at people that I just walked off a spaceship. Thank you, Craig. Grok. So, yes, the old hippies. I love it. So, grok means to know something, at your very DNA. It means you fully integrated this thing. It's to grok something is not just to intellectually or even emotionally understand it, but that you have integrated this idea so deeply that it's literally part of who you are. And I love that word, grok, because what I would offer for each and every one of us to simply consider or to practice the act of grokking is this metaphysical truth, which is the truest thing about you, the truest thing about you. All things said and done, they can come, they can pass, they can evolve, they can do whatever they can do. But what remains absolute to grok is that you are the beloved of that which has created you. That you have been created by the very force of that unrelenting love. And as a result of that, by the very nature of that which creates, that you can never be separate from that unrelenting love that is always availing itself, always inviting you, always luring us into a greater experience of who we are. And by the way, if that is true for you, it is true for your neighbor. And if it's true for your neighbor, it's true for your perceived enemy. So put that in your pipe weed and smoke that. Because it's the very essence of how we survive is to begin to look at how we begin to see ourselves into the world, how we begin to perceive the world around us, and what is that guiding star that we can use to navigate through our life. And I know right now you're thinking of Dante Alighieri, right, in the Divine Comedy, actually in Purgatorio, where he says this, he says, heaven wheels above you, displaying to you her eternal glories, and still your eyes are on the ground. Heaven wheels above you, displaying to you her eternal glories, and still your eyes are on the ground. So the practice then is how we begin to lift our vision up and to where we begin to move with this. And I was thinking, this week is 4th of July, and like I said, it's one of my favorite holidays, and a mantra that I use, and I'm not gonna make you guys say it this year, I used to do that before, is because it's one that anybody who's close to me, I am sure I annoy, because I use it so much, is up the rebels and down the tyrants. Up the rebels and down the tyrants. To me, that's that romantic theme about who we are. And yes, there's that idea of casting off the shackles of those who oppress us. But the only reason they oppress us is because we have brought oppression into our very fabric of our being. And that perhaps it's not the external tyrants we should become concerned about, but those internal tyrants, those habits, those beliefs, those things that we have internalized about ourselves or the world that we walk in that limit who we are. There is a metaphysical adage that says something like this, that there is no free will without self-awareness, and there is no self-awareness without disruption. Because, something that Joe Dispenza says in his book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, is he talks about how we internalize these memories, and literally it's a physical thing that begins to happen, the biological aspect of us that integrates into the psychological aspect of who we are, creating these memories that create these neuropeptides, that create these neural pathways, that create the very way we live in the world, the very vehicle that carries us through this life. And it's usually those things that disrupt us, that break the pattern, that startle us, that create the space, the room for change to happen. And we can utilize those. Because, there's something called deconstruction, there's something called faith crisis, there's something called dark night of the soul. There are all these aspects of what it means to endeavor on the spiritual path that says, inevitably, what will happen is that our idea of the divine and our relationship to the divine, however that looks, eventually becomes too small for the circumstances or conditions or the things that are coming to us. So it's always order, disorder, reorder. It's always order, disorder, reorder. And I'll tell you quite honestly, truth in advertising is that if you think that endeavoring on the spiritual path or endeavoring into growth itself is easy, it's lovely, there's grace and there's ease, until there isn't. And then it's work. And then it's frightening. And then something happens. And then we don't know where we're going or what's happening. And it's maybe those moments when we become most teachable. Wendell Berry says it this way. He says, when you no longer know what to do, you have come to your real work. And when you no longer know which way to go, you have come to your real journey. And so it's about embracing the unsure, because the unsure is challenging us to the certainty that we have created as a defense against evolving. Stephen Pressfield says, if there is an evil in this world, it is resistance. And resistance is a habit. That it's used because the unknown seems to be scary. And yet what I want to offer is how we can embrace that and allow ourselves the fear at the same time. You, like me, probably watched the events that happened this week at the political sphere of our country. And maybe it disrupted you. It disrupted me. And I don't want to go into it because something that I said a couple weeks ago, and I want to make this really, really clear, is there's no such thing as a political community not being political. Political is a word that we don't like to use because I don't think we understand what it means. And what political basically means is policy. How do we learn to live together? So, of course, we are a political community, but we are not a partisan community. There's a difference. One recognizes our humanity, the other one is tribal and creates the stranger. So, of course, we are political. But our practice is to be nonpartisan, except for one thing. We are partisan about showing kindness to the stranger. And something that I thought about this week after this thing was, how do we continue to make our nation great? And we do it by throwing off the internal tyrants so that we're not thrown by the external. My teacher used to say this all the time. She says, don't worry about the magicians you see. You should be concerned about the magicians you don't see. Don't worry about what's so obvious. Be concerned of what's running at the default, what's running at the back thing. As I think about this, there's a couple of things that I just kind of want to say at the very beginning of who we are as a nation, what I believe. And, first of all, we are a nation. What does that mean? We are a group of diverse people that have come together to share a common vision. That's what makes a nation what it is, for mutual support and protection. That's a good thing. We're also a culture. It's a culture that we have exported across the world. And, I've had the opportunity to travel in Mexico extensively. I've had the opportunity to travel in Europe extensively. And one of the things that I know is that wherever I go, I'm an American. And that's not a bad thing. I am culturally as American as they come. And I love that aspect about who I am. And there are things about who we are that are challenging. One of the things is we are a nation, we are a culture that has strong aspects and aspects that are maybe not necessarily so beneficial to everyone else. One of those is that we are an empire, as other empires have been, and other empires will come after us. The danger of an empire, how I define it, is this, is that an empire believes that as a nation, that they have a manifest destiny to export who they are to other countries and a divine right to receive tribute from said countries. And it's a non-tenable situation. All one has to do is have a cursory look at history, and one sees that it never, ever, ever lasts. And I think it goes about another thing that I believe about who we are as a nation. That we believe, or not just we believe, but we experience the culture of what it means to be an American as a religion. And we are a religion, are we not? Because we have origin stories, sacred documents, special holidays and foods and rituals, and all these things that make these things up to say, this is who we have become from, this is where we have come from, to this is where we are being called to do. And it's not just us, everyone does. I have a friend of mine, we were having dinner the other night, we were talking about this, and he's traveled in Russia, and he traveled in Russia years ago before the fall of the Soviet Union. And what he was saying is, he says, what's really interesting in Russia at this time is he says that they have dismantled the religious institutions, and they have simply taken those rituals and moved them into state. So the state religion, we all kind of do this. It's all part of what we do. And I'm not making a judgment whether it's good or bad. Just like so many of the activities that go on in our life, we're not saying that they're good or they're bad or this or they're that. They just simply are what we have. But how do we make this great? What do we do with this? So here are my 2 points that I came from in this, is that a question that all of us should be asking ourselves. And I'm going to invite you to ask yourself this question this week, because I'm going to ask you next week what you think, is when you think about how you participate in the process of what it means to be a citizen in this country, are you motivated by some existential fear? And why, if that is true, does the story you tell yourself about the thing that you are afraid of prevent you from voicing your heart and your conscience? Sit with that. So, they say the role of a minister is to comfort the afflicted and to afflict the comfortable. So I'm just going to offer that as a thought, Is it fear that motivates you? And whatever story there is that's being told about why you should be afraid to not live and speak and practice authenticity? And the other one is this, and it's something that I just decided this week, because I try to be, I pretend that I'm a tolerant person, but something that I just am not going to abide anymore is when I hear somebody vilify the other. Because that's the lie. That's the lie right there. Those people are, fill in the blank, Cretans, un-Americans, whatever the case may be. Those people, because every time we do that, we are not practicing kindness. And so the other thing that I would just offer that we do this week as an assignment is I'm going to invite you to find someone who thinks differently than you do and witness them. Not witness to them like the old evangelicals, but witness them. And that is to be curious, not judgmental. Not to ask how come they think the way they do, but why? Why? And listen without judgment, just to simply practice the art of listening. And maybe, if you are courageous, is to begin to reframe how we speak and speak about our friends on the other side. Our friends who think differently than we do. Our friends who vote differently than we do. You know, something that happens in recovery meetings, as you know, is one of the things that they tell you to do, and it's something that comes from actually the teachings of this first century Palestinian, is to pray for your enemies. Prayer, the contemplation of the facts of life from the highest point of view, is to contemplate from the highest point of view. It's really the act of showing kindness, of creating hospitality, of opening a space. Because I don't know about you, but I have never been moved by, convinced of, and changed my realm of thinking when I have been made wrong. So it's the practice of, tell me more. Tell me more. And then maybe that's the point where you sit on your hands and say, tell me more. It's a practice. And hopefully it disrupts us enough that we can come away thinking from a different point of view. William Blake says this. He says, in the universe, there are things that are known and things that are unknown. And in between are doors, opportunities, passages, sacred entries, thresholds. And endeavoring on this great journey of life, it's always the invitation to cross the threshold. And the way that we cross the threshold is we allow ourselves the disruption of certainty about how we think things are supposed to be. It is the practice of curiosity, not judgment. So with that, my friends, up the rebels and down the tyrants. Thank you.
Yeah, where's the curiosity? Mixed messages. Hey, it's a nuanced life. So this song, I'm going to play this for the 4th of July kind of reference here. I wrote this as a you know, I look at America as a foreigner, now a citizen, but came here as a foreigner, dreamed of big American dreams when I was a kid, seeing all the Hollywood rock and roll and all that. And what I've learned America is, to me, is a fight for basically anti-narcissism. They used to have this monarchy over in England, but they still do, but America was like, let's get away from that, where a certain few get to rule over the others, which is basically, in my mental health journey, that's basically narcissism. And the document has always been, in our whole existence, trying to weed out that narcissistic energy that's trying to, you know, dominate over equality, basically. And so this song is about holding on to the dream of that equality that's always been there but never fully realized. On and on we go, on and on we go. On and on we go, on and on we go. Steve, I don't think the guitar's on, sorry. Any guitar? On and on we go, on and on we go. On and on we go, on and on we go. When I was younger, oh cowabunga, I wonder what the world may share. As I got growing, hungry for knowing, I heard a whisper in the air. It's quite a ways over there, sweet kid. It's quite a ways over there. It's quite a ways over there, sweet kid. It's quite a ways over there. It's channel 13, right? On and on we go, on and on we go. On and on we go, on and on we go. I met this lady, I asked her maybe, do dreams come true, then where? I lost my youth, she said the truth, don't always care to be fair. It's quite a ways over there, sweet kid. It's quite a ways over there. It's quite a ways over there, sweet kid. It's quite a ways over there. Go get her now. On and on we go, on and on we go. Hey, on and on we go, on and on we go. I heard a preacher who came to teach us just how easily we scare. Now he's long gone, still we march on, and getting closer, I swear. I held a dreamer who stopped their dreaming, their dreams beyond compare. Said I could have them there, dreams worth having, it's just a way over there. It's quite a ways over there, sweet kid. It's quite a ways over there. It's quite a ways over there, sweet kid. It's quite a ways over there. Go get it now, on and on we go. Sing it with me. On and on we go, on and on we go. Hey! On and on we go, 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 on and on we go. Up the rebels. Beautiful.
Thank you, Lee and Jim. Thank you, Reverend Guy. This is our time of giving consciously for whatever spiritually feeds us. So if you experience that here, of course, you're invited to give. In this moment, it's giving of your dollars. Certainly, there's lots of ways you can give your time, your talents. So just know as you give, it's just that flow of life moving through you. And as it moves through you, it just expands you and connects you. And so for your gifts, we are grateful and we give thanks.
Where's Paul? Yes. So I think I did all the announcements, but I just want to say one thing. I want to, before I start thanking everybody, but I certainly want to thank the three graces that work in the gift shop. But one of the things that I noticed earlier this week is that Andrea and Charlotte, who's not here today, were busy unpacking large boxes of things that were going into the gift shop. So I believe that there's new merch in there. So please take a moment to give it a peek and see if there's anything there that tickles your fancy. Let's see. I think that's it about that, except I just want to thank people. I want to thank all of you guys for coming out today. I want to thank the gods of air conditioning. Bless them, and I'm so grateful we have this building. And so thank you for all of those who help keep this building running. And I'm thinking of Mike Greeley, who volunteers his time to come in often and to work with Steve. And they're always tuning this building that is 71 years old, so they just keep it moving. And then Billy came in this week and fixed some things, some broken windows and some jarred doors. So thank you guys for just coming in and keeping the building beautiful. And of course, thank you the three graces that are there. Thank you to Anne and Mike, who consistently bring us a feast, and the bread is always wonderful. Where'd she go? She's probably out there in the kitchen doing bread stuff. So there's that. So there's a feast for you out waiting for you every Sunday. Steve, always everything that you do, our board members, our practitioners, and all of you. So thank you so much. If I have forgotten you, it's not by intent, but not by intention. It's, I got to tell you, this audio version of Lord of the Rings is just, it's like, I can't tell you how many times I've read that dog thing.
Does he do the Gollum voice when it comes up?
He does. He's amazing. He's amazing. It's literature. So, precious. I'm gonna take the long way home today, honey, via El Centro. So I'm gonna take the 8 home. So thank you all for being here. Happy 4th of July, whatever your plans are. I invite you to be curious. I invite you to restrain from not showing kindness and curiosity to the one who is different. And with that, let us pray. And let us just open ourselves to that experience of amazement and wonder and joy and awe, and how grateful we are for this opportunity to come together as friends and colleagues in this spiritual community. How grateful we are to be the recipients of this great nation, and those who have strived and worked to create what it is for each and every one of us. And may we show that gratitude and that amazement and that wonder through reverence. And may it invite each of us to participate in service. And so we give thanks. We let it be. And so it is.
So it is. Right. I think we're having some technical difficulties, so I'll just see how this feels. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This glorious, this glorious, this glorious day. This glorious, this glorious, this glorious day. Thank you for this home, Spirit, thank you for this home. Thank you for this home, Spirit, thank you for this home. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful home. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful home. Thank you for these friends, Spirit, thank you for these friends. Thank you for these friends, Spirit, thank you for these friends. These lovely, these lovely, these lovely friends. These lovely, these lovely, these lovely friends. Thank you for this space, Spirit, thank you for this space. Thank you for this space, Spirit, thank you for this space. This healing, this healing, this healing space. This healing, this healing, this healing space. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This glorious, this glorious, this glorious day. This glorious, this glorious, this glorious day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Happy Sunday, everybody. Have a great week. Much love. Thanks, Jim.